Justice Dono, open your eyes and see the truth. This appears to be irrefutable evidence that the accused set off the explosions. No! There has to be some kind of mistake! This can't be the truth! Still can't accept it. You'll believe in your client, come what may. Then why don't you cross-examine the defendant himself? This has got to be a trap. It's like Blackwill's controlling the entire game. Hey! Don't be breaking the fourth wall. Yeah, it seems like he was waiting for me to bring up the body-moving issue. Why do you say that? Because he had just the right argument when I pointed it out. And to really rub it in, he had a decisive piece of evidence up his sleeve, too. He was trying to shake my faith in Mr. Starbuck and break me down. Then making you cross-examine Mr. Starbuck at this point was part of his plan, too? Totally underhanded. But I wouldn't expect anything less from him. Now, let us hear from the arch-villain, the fiendish murderer himself. Famed astronaut, Solomon Starbuck! Witness, your name and occupation, please. Solomon Starbuck, astronaut. How did this happen? Mr. Starbuck, you aren't looking very well. Will you be able to give your testimony? No. What? Well, unfortunately, no is not an option. I just asked that rhetorically. Full joke's on you! Ha 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 ha! You are being accused of the Space Center bombing and the murder of Clay Terran. Please testify to these allegations. Mind if I take this suit off? It's getting really heavy.
Silence.
It's not the weight of the suit that you feel, but your sins. Oh, come on. That is so cliche. Prepare to carry that weight for the rest of your life. Banish me to the moon. I don't care anymore. Wow, that was super negative. Is he going to be alright up there? He'll be fine! I think. As long as he doesn't totally give up and say he did it, that is. Wow, you look all serious now that you're gonna give a testimony. All I did was support Clay over my shoulder and get us out of that rocket. Like always, I took the elevator down to the middle level and headed for the corridor. Clay had passed out by the time we got the order to evacuate. I didn't kill Clay! I was trying to save him! I don't know, I still like my point of view of how it happened, that you fainted and Clay carried you out. So you assert you didn't set off the bombs or murder the victim? But I bet you think I'm lying, right? I reserve all judgment until after I've heard your full testimony. I'm sure you don't believe me. I bet you don't even believe I'm an astronaut. I don't think the judge doubts that. Who'd wear a suit like that except an astronaut? Someone going to a costume party? I will say that when I saw you in that movie, you appeared quite courageous, though I suppose reality never quite lives up to the fantasy. Damn! Judge just freaking went all over on him just with that statement alone. I guess I'm just a big disappointment to everyone. I really don't care what happens anymore. Oh no, he's completely given up. Why is the question marks? Humph. What a depressing fellow. If he were to join me in the clink, I imagine that annoying sighing of yours would rub off on the other inmates. Like how it rubbed off on Prosecutor Blackwell a second ago? That was him! Huh? That was Blackwell's sighing? Mr. Starbuck's testimony contains a glaring contradiction. The question is, what does it mean? Even if Mr. Starbuck is my client, I can't be gun-shy now. It's time to find out the truth. Glaring. I didn't even see it. All I did was support Clay over my shoulder and get us out of that rocket. Hold it! So what you're saying is the victim was still alive at that time? Of course. He was alive and well.
Silence.
If so, then you admit you took a man who was alive and well and silenced him permanently with this. What? No! Ah! Black hole confirmed! Dead ahead! Oh! Man, he's going all serious and stuff, with the spacesuit, being all flashy. Ah! It's no good, Captain! I'm getting sucked in!
Objection!
Mr. Starbuck, you're not in space! Please, give your testimony seriously. It was just nerves, but maybe I shouldn't have said he was alive and well. It was more like he was slumped over. Those are complete opposite ends of the spectrum. Like always, I took the elevator down to the middle level and headed for the corridor. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Hold it! Hold it! I did not mean to do that! Is that the elevator inside the launch pad area? That's right. We always use it to get to and from the cockpit. That makes sense. So he's just using the route he always used? In spite of the fact that there had just been an explosion? Huh? I think Mr. Starbuck is hiding something. Something pretty big. Clay had passed out by the time we got to the order to evacuate. Hold it! Passed out? Why was he passed out? Probably because of the explosion. The noise and vibration were incredible. It's a little wonder a person would pass out, right? I guess. Not that I know. Ah! I've been hit by the space debris! The main engine's on fire! It's gonna blow! Ah! Object! Hold it! Yes, I see. I guess it does make sense that someone would pass out. Especially if the person in question is Mr. Starbuck. Anyway, yes. I didn't kill Clay. I was trying to save... Hold it! Don't worry. I understand. I'll make sure everything turns out all right. But everyone's glaring at me like I did it. Apollo, you have to reassure him better than that. And how am I supposed to do that? Try to imagine how he's feeling and use that to figure out how to boost his confidence. Mr. Starbuck, think back to what Clay used to always say. It's times like these when he would repeat, "I'm fine," to himself. Kinda... What? That's what he used to say? Just, "I'm fine"? I think most people would say something like that. I'm fine? Yeah, I guess he did say that a lot. But even if I shouted, Clay will still be dead. What's the use? Could somebody please reassure me now? Apollo, there's something strange about Mr. Starbuck's testimony. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. There's a glaring contradiction. I just wonder why it's there and what it means for our case. Well, it doesn't look like he's lying, at least. Guess I'll have to show some evidence. Okay. The one that he said was this, so yeah. Always, I took the elevator down to the middle level and headed for the corridor. I think that's it, but let me just check. Let's see, power outage and the areas affected remain dark. The security system switched over to emergency power. Wait. Objection? No. Ugh! That statement clearly contradicts the evidence! I object to you on personal grounds. The sole contradiction lies in what your faulty logic dreamt up just now. Alec! Objection overruled. The defense will think twice before making such erroneous statements. It seems that statement didn't particularly conflict with the evidence. Okay. Let me just do that. And boom. And a little bit of boom. And objection! I was right the first time. Imagine that. I should have went with my guts. Mr. Starbuck, I need your testimony to be as accurate as possible. Oh, was I not being accurate? No, because it's impossible for you to have taken the elevator down to the middle level. What makes you say that, Mr. Justice? Please, recall where the bomb went off in Launchpad 1. Also recall that after the explosion, the middle level elevator was engulfed in flames. Oh, you're right. Which means... Exactly. The launch pad's elevator would have been unusable. In other words... Mr. Starbuck, your statement is decidedly inconsistent with the facts. What's with the helmet? Ah! Mission Command! Mission Command! Do you read me? Come in, please!
Objection!
This is Mission Command. I order you to pay attention! Stop with this nonsense and answer my questions, Mr. Starbuck. Ah! My helmet! Ah! My oxygen! Oxygen concentration and body temperature declining and requesting medical assistance. Mr. Starbuck, we're not in space right now. You have oxygen here. Please stop pretending you've lost consciousness and stand back up. I apologize, Your Honor. I forgot I was still on Earth. I feel like we all just got a real glimpse of Solomon Starbuck, the astronaut. Yeah, he seemed more like an astronaut now than when he was doing all that sighing. Mr. Starbuck, could you please explain the inconsistency in your statement? About how you use the middle-level elevator? I, was nervous. And I said the wrong thing! I'm sorry! I actually, took a different route. I think. You think? Or you know? A different route? I hope you're able to deliver a straight story this time. Ugh! I'll get it right this time. Maybe. No, I mean probably. Probably? It's understandable to be nervous, but let me remind you, accuracy is paramount in court. Your escape route, okay. Let's see. My escape route. What I said before was a mistake. No, I remember now. I took a different route. Maybe. Probably. With the capsule and clay in my arms, I made my way down from the upper level of the... Yeah. What? That oxygen tank at 50 is kinda making me wonder if that's gonna be something that pertains to the case. So you're saying you escaped without using the elevator? That's right! There's a ladder that spans the upper and middle levels. I used that ladder to get to the middle level. Holy crap, you are carrying a man and the capsule while going down a ladder? That seems kinda improbable. Luckily, the fire hadn't reached the ladder, so we could make our escape that way. And the capsule you mentioned, I suppose you mean the thing next to Mr. Terran here? Was the capsule that important that you'd risk your life to take it with you? It almost goes without saying, but yeah, That capsule contains asteroid samples. Therefore, it's invaluable as research material. With his spacesuit on, Clay weighed a ton, but securing the capsule was also important. I need you to answer to the best of your ability. Mr. Starbuck, please remember that your verdict is writing on your testimony. Maybe I am guilty after all. I wonder if you can see the stars in prison. Bet it's more comfortable than a spaceship. Let's see, my escape route. What I said before. Hold it. How could you mistake such a basic fact? Hey, everybody makes mistakes, but try thinking about the vastness of space itself. From Earth, it takes 4 light years to travel to our nearest neighboring star. So you see, compared to the vast expanse of space, human error is insignificant. I wish he'd consider it just a little more insignificant than 0. Enough jabbering. Get on with your testimony. Ugh. I remember now. I took a different route. Maybe. Probably. Hold it! Maybe? Probably? Did I hear you right, Mr. Starbuck? I didn't say either of those things. Mission Control, come in, please! An error has occurred in the sound system. Activate the emergency tin can telephone. What? Oh no! The telephones are ineffective in the vacuum of space! Stop this nonsense, or I will sever you and your tin can telephone. Alright, I'm begging you. I'll tell the truth. Just don't sever anything. Apollo, is he going to be alright? I'm starting to think he's not. Let's see. So, about when we were running away. With the capsule and Clay in my arms, I made my way down from the upper level. That's where... let's see. Yeah, this part is the part that I would think has evidence on it. Hold it! The upper level of the launch pad area? That's right! That's what I said, isn't it? Granted, that route does exist. So to recap, you had Clay over your right shoulder and the capsule in your left hand? Yeah! It's really important, so I couldn't let it get burned up. So, even though Clay was really heavy, I couldn't afford to carry him with both hands. I did the best I could, with him over one shoulder and the capsule in my other hand. I don't think the meaning of what he just said has hit him yet. You know what you have to do with that statement, Justice Dono! Yes, I know. Well, I've come this far. No turning back now. It's time to present some evidence. So Mr. Starbuck escaped with Clay and the capsule, which means... it's just like the footage. I can see why he couldn't run, though. He must have weighed over 200 pounds just by himself. Yeah, and he had to support Clay, who was another 200 pounds. Plus he had to ensure the safety of that capsule. I don't think I could have even walked Under those circumstances, walking straight forward is probably about all I would have been able to manage. Okay. There's a piece of evidence here somewhere. I'm saving just in case. Because I know I could say it, but I don't know what evidence it is. Let's see here. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. I mean, that's kind of confusing. How do you climb a ladder? Because you got this. I think it's this. Objection! Yeah, it's that. Mr. Starbuck, why don't you just tell the truth? I really hate pushing this on you, but seriously, just tell the truth. The truth? You can't handle the truth! Let's see. The Earth is blue? No, that's not right. So, I guess the Earth isn't blue? Yeah, that's it! What? The truth, Mr. Starbuck! The oxygen concentration is super low in this area! Prepare for the emergency oxygen tanks! Mr. Justice, the witness appears confused. Please help draw out the truth from him. Mr. Starbuck, under the circumstances at the time, you couldn't possibly have reached the boarding lounge via the upper level route. Huh? Not as long as this was along the escape route. This is the part where I point to the ladder. To get down from the upper to the middle level where the Launchpad 1 corridor is, you would have to go down the ladder. Isn't that right, Mr. Starbuck? Of course. That was the only way we could escape.
Objection!
Objection! What? But how would that even work? At the time, you were supporting Mr. Terran over your shoulder, were you not? I remember, he was in full space gear as well, putting him over 200 pounds. Well, it's easy on the moon. Gravity is only 1/6 of what it is on Earth. We're on Earth.
Objection!
Let's bring you back to Earth. But the Space Center is located on Earth. Short of being an octopus climbing a ladder with an adult male in space gear in one arm, while carrying the capsule in your other arm, is impossible, wouldn't you say? Oh! So, Mr. Starbuck, how exactly did you climb down the ladder with your arms full? Ah! Mr. Starbuck, come clean and tell us the truth now! Ah! Engineer, where's the ad? Engineer! Oxygen leak detected. Faulty. Ah! What the? He's flying the coop! Ah! Help! I'm caught on the ceiling! Help? Anyone? Bailiff! Prepare the cherry picker! We must launch our rescue mission at once! Well, that's one way to take off while being questioned. I'd rather prove his innocence so he can go to space again someday for real. Now then, Mr. Starbuck, do you think you can keep your feet planted to the ground? Yes, I apologize for losing control. Are you ready to tell us the truth? Not that! Anything but that! What is going on? This isn't the Mr. Starbuck I know.